Hey there, so today we are back at it again, talking about how you can start making money from home as a freelancer. I am Elizabeth and I am 19 years old and I am currently making between $3,000 to $5,000 a month working from home. So I want to share my experience with you, talking about how you can start working from home with no college degree, no prior experience, because I don't have a college degree, and when I started out I had no experience whatsoever. Matter of fact, when I started out as a freelance writer, I was still in high school. I was still considered a minor when I started out. So I want to share all the information from my experience with you guys so you can start out and not make the same mistakes that I did. Live your dreams, not worry about money, start making a substantial enough income to start saving for your kids' college, to pay off your credit card debt, to buy that dream house, get the dream ring for your girl, conquer the world, whatever you want to do. You're going to do it. I'm going to teach you how to do it. So I have my laptop over here with me. I kind of just have bulletins and questions written down that a lot of people have asked me and my little answers to these. So if you see me like reading off of here or looking over here, I'm just looking at my laptop. I really want to give you guys as much rich content in this video as I possibly can. First, I want to talk about how I have not had any experience. When I first started, I had no experience whatsoever. And the first question is how do you get started as a freelancer with no prior freelance experience? Sometimes getting into this is the trickiest part, but please don't feel like, I don't want you to think that, oh, well, I have an education degree, I can't freelance. Anything that you have a specialty in, you can take into freelancing. If you have an education degree, if you're a transcriptionist, if you've worked in the IT department, if you are great with tech, if you're great with science, if you can speak multiple languages, if you really know a lot about fitness, if you are a physical personal trainer, if you know a lot about fashion, if you know about science, you can take any of these and literally get into the freelancing world. I have seen so many job applications and positions out there for companies that are looking for people who have been in the education. They're looking for tutorers. They're looking for people to work side by side via the internet, via Skype with these people, with these children. I've seen people looking for college professors. I've seen so many things out there. Literally, there have been some crazy jobs that I and other people have done as freelancers that we will talk about later that you wouldn't even believe, that you would not even be able to believe. So use your niche to build a name for yourself. You probably have some type of sample of your work. If you are a college student, or even if you're in high school, like I was, I used essays that I wrote about books to apply for positions. I used personal essays. Probably as a college student, you have to write like essays for your finals. Use those as your samples, as pieces of writing. If you are in the graphic design industry, use your samples of your artwork and turn them into pieces to add to your cover letter. You might even have a blog. A blog is a great way to gain more traffic for more clients. If you happen to want to do social media for your small business, for your freelance, you can take your social media, all the amount of followers that you have, because freaking companies are always looking for social media schedulers and all of that. You can use that and use those samples to showcase your expertise and what you're really good for, and use that to help get you paying opportunities. If you happen to not have any samples for some reason, if you happen to not have ever been in high school, not to have gone to college, totally great. You can work for free, which I know probably doesn't sound like the word you want to hear right now, but working for free can help get you those leads. It can help give you opportunities to build your portfolio, to give you new clients names where you can lead up to paying clients. The next question I have is, how do I find legitimate freelancing jobs? Do not go to a content mill. just save yourself the trouble. Do not go to a content mill. A content mill is somewhere you will waste your time, you will waste your precious energy, and you won't make all the possible money that you really can. Avoid those sites completely. They're like the plague. Upwork, people per hour, Freelancer, do not go there. You can make so much more money than using those sites. People who hire off of those sites are looking for people who are cheap. They are looking for cheap work. They are looking to pay a small price. If you really want to build a name for yourself and not have to like put out extra work to not get a lot of money, stay away from those sites. Instead, you're going to spend your time researching and pitching legitimate clients. Networking, social media is also a great way to get yourself potential clients. If you want to start out as a freelance writer, make yourself a blog. Write about everything you've learned about freelancing thus far. Write about proper writing styles. Write about, grammar. Write about things that you know. If you want to become, let's see what else. If you want to be a graphic design artist, make a blog, put up your pieces of work that you've done for yourself, not pieces that people have already paid for because that is illegal, but put up pieces that you've created in your own free time and write about what makes you passionate, what you like doing. Blogs and social medias are great ways to attract potential clients. You can also guest post if you are into blogging whatsoever. You can guest post or be featured on other people's social medias. So like, let's say you wanted to find a beauty blog to write for. You can guest post on my blog, and then all of the people who come to my blog on a daily visit or a yearly, monthly visit will see your work, and some of them maybe end up contacting you for potential work if they like your work and if you put out quality work. Please remember, quality means so much more than quantity. Quality over quantity. Next question I have is, what should I include in my online portfolio? You should really, this all just depends on what you're planning to provide to the world. So if you're planning on being a freelance writer, I include articles I've already written, blog posts, all that. You should consider, although you should have a online portfolio. You should have blog posts, news articles, stories, any case studies you've done, any projects that you've designed, any blog posts you've written, any blog posts, any blogs you've written for, any social media accounts. You should have all of the work you have ever done in your online portfolio. Now, I'm not saying that like if you wrote like 3 sentences, you shouldn't keep a review, but if they're hearty pieces, if they are good pieces, you should keep them in your online portfolio. Be sure that whenever you complete a piece of work to ask a client to write a testimonial about your work. A testimonial is like a review, and it's a great way to find out what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, what people like about you. And then if it's a good testimonial, you can, I'm sorry about that, I hit my camera. You can keep that in your portfolio, so whenever somebody requests your portfolio, they see all these good reviews about you. Sorry there, I had to fix my tripod, it broke. Okay, move on to the next question. The next question is what if my client is pushing me to deliver more than we agreed upon in our contract? Sometimes a client may or may not realize that you have outlined a certain amount of work in your contract. If the task you're writing for, like, let's say your client is like, oh, well, like, I'm gonna hire you initially to do 1 article for this month, but then they're like, oh, in a couple months they're like, oh, would you mind doing 20 articles for me this month? You can generally reply, if you don't feel comfortable taking on this much work, you can say like, hey, I'm happy to complete 5 articles this month, but I can't complete 20 articles for you this month because it isn't included in our agreed upon contract. I will have to charge you X amount of dollars more if you want me to write 25 articles. Really, you only want to use this in a situation if, let's say your client's name is Joseph. Joseph is like, hey, I'm going to pay you $250 to write 1 article, which is a totally realistic number. People can get paid up to like $3,000. to write an article. So let's say Joseph is like, hey, I'll pay you $250 to write an article for me. Oh, in a couple months, he's like, oh, would you mind writing 6 more articles for me for just $250? If you're not comfortable with that, you can be like, hey, buddy, like, be polite about it, but be like, we didn't agree upon this in our contract, but I would be happy to do these 6 more articles if I charged you this much. Sometimes the client will be like, realize that they made a mistake and they'll back off, but if they're really pressuring you, just think of this as a chance to like increase your portfolio, increase the amount of money you're making. Like, I've had a situation happen where I've had people like, wow, I really like your work. Can I like get 40 more articles out of you this month? And I'm like, not this month. That's a little much. I can do 10 articles for you. I will charge you this amount much more, but maybe next month I can do the extra 40 for you. That way I'm kind of prepared and I know it's coming and not just coming out of the blue, which I absolutely hate. I hate when it comes out of the blue. How do I figure what to charge for my services? This is probably the #1 question that I get all the time. As I've mentioned in my previous videos, you can choose to either charge your clients per an hour or per a article or content delivery piece basis. For my blogging, content creating, all of the writing stuff that I do, I charge per a word. But for other services that I provide, such as social media consultation and all that, I charge per an hour. I like to charge my clients based on the amount of value that I'm providing them. I have set rates for my writing. I feel like I'm very informative on everything that I write, and I just felt like 5 cents was really just a great number for me. I really thought that it was super great for me to charge 5 cents a word. But for clients that I charge hourly, I like to charge them based upon the value that I'm providing them for their money. I'm basing the value of my time and basing the value of the content that I'm providing to them. I like to think of freelance writing not only as a way to make money, but as a way to deliver value and information. Let's think of yourself in a different situation. Let's say that you are somebody who is hiring a freelance writer. Let's say you're not looking for work. Let's say you're looking to pay somebody for their services. Take that information and follow along with me in this weird example that I'm about to provide to you. So you are somebody who is shopping for a good pizza. You have Walmart as a grocery store and you have ShopRite as a grocery store. Now the both pizzas at both stores cost $5. That's the first time that came into my head. The pizza at Walmart has vegetables, it has nutrient-dense ingredients, it's organic, it's all farm to table, local, all this amazing stuff. The pizza at ShopRite has generic cheese, has a lot of like crappy, not healthy stuff on it, it's processed, it's not farm to table, but both are charging $5. Which one are you going to go with? You're going to go with the pizza that has all the amazing qualities to it. Same thing with freelance writing. If somebody is going to pay their money to get you to do work, they want that work to be informative. They want that work to be top dollar worth of work. In the Walmart situation, you're going to go back to Walmart and buy that pizza again. Same thing in the freelancing world. If you provide amazing content, if you provide high quality content, you're gonna get repeat customers, which is exactly what you want. So this is how, kind of wrapping back into how do you decide what to charge for your services. I've found that a lot of blogs pay to 10 writers between $50 to $100 for 500 to 700 words. So what I like to do is I like to research what I'm going to do. So for example, if somebody is going to hire me for graphic design, I found that sometimes people will pay from $500 to $700 for graphic design work. I like to charge right in the middle. That way I have wiggle room. I wouldn't be upset if I went up too high. Like if they were like, oh, well, I felt like this work was too like worth more than that, I'd be like, well, sure, like, hey, but I'm offering you this middle price. Like, I'm willing to save you money for you to hire me. And that makes people happy because in the long run, they're thinking like, wow, she just saved me money. Wow. But if the client wants to go down more towards the 500 end mark, I'm not too upset. Because I still do have a lot of wiggle room between 500 and whatever the middle is between 700. Always, 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 always aim higher than what you really expect to be paid. It does not hurt to ask for more money. And the worst that can happen is that the client says no to you and you negotiate down. But do not undercharge for your services. That's not something that you want to do. I really thought I had way more questions than this, but apparently I only have 5 questions for this video. But it's okay. We're going to talk some more tomorrow or whenever I upload the next post. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any comments or questions about working from home, because I would love to share that with you. If you had not already, please make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on more information about how you can make money from home. I will see you all in my next video.